Alright, put some nice hot water in here. Try to get all that extract that I can out of this jug. That flows a lot better. Last ingredient I have for this particular brew is a small packet of gypsum. Yes, that's with the drywall. Alright, time to get the heat back on. We want to get this up to a boil, which will be about 210 degrees. And then at that point, we will add our first dose of hops. Okay, we got this thing up to temperature here now. Got a nice rolling boil. What you did miss is I had the lid on and turned away for a little bit, and I noticed my lid was lifting, and sure enough I had a little boil over, so there was a little staining here and there, but luckily it wasn't too bad. Alright, at this point we're going to add our hops, which come in a pellet form. Looks like rabbit food actually. Smells very good. This is 1.5 ounces of Northern Bittering hops, and these are to go in for an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and set my timer and pour these guys in. Now you can put these hops into a bag like we did with the grains, but that sometimes also stifles some of the bittering of it, but does help you to extract them easier later. I've just been pouring them in, and when I pour this into the fermenter, I'm actually going to leave a little bit of the bottom layer there, which is where a lot of the hops is going to be laying, and use it that way. It's not so much bad stuff floating around. I'm going to cut this back a little bit. That boil is just a little too much there. I don't want that to come over the top again. Okay, we've had this hops in here for about 35 minutes. We got 25 minutes left to go on this boil, so it's time to add in our honey. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Also had that sitting in some hot water, so hopefully this will pour out at a decent rate. The Irish moss that we're putting in here, it's actually a form of seaweed, and what it does, it actually helps to clarify the beer. The things that, the proteins that are in this will actually create a haze, and what this does, this attracts those proteins so it avoids having that haze, so you get a little bit clearer beer. We're going to do a little look around here. This is the pack that has the yeast in it. As you can see, this pack is a bit more swelled. Before it was real nice and flat, and you can see that's the sign that you know that they're ready to go. It says we're here for beer. This is swelled up real nicely, so we got nice healthy yeast, so we should be in pretty good shape. Again, there's our boil. things are coming along pretty good. You can see it, I got a little bit of a rolling boil there, so we got, looks like, well, got a few more minutes to go. We got some more ingredients that we have to put in there yet. What's going to end up happening next is I actually have to get some bags of ice. Going to put it into the sink here, and then what we're going to do is put the pot into this sink and try to cool it as fast as possible. It's called the cold break, and the faster you do that, the clearer your beer is. So we got to get it down to 90 degrees at minimum before we can put the yeast in there. So we want to do it as quickly as possible. I have here in a spray bottle, this is sanitizer. I've already gone through, cleaned all my equipment with some one-step cleaner. So everything's been cleaned. Then I mixed up my sanitizer, and that is now sitting in my fermenter down here. And the nice thing with the sanitizer is it actually is a little bit sudsy, so you can usually tell where you've applied it. You can see the bit of the suds. Doesn't harm the taste of the beer at all or anything. It can actually be in the beer. It's actually the same thing that you find in your soda. It's like a phosphoric acid is really all it is. But it cleans all the bacteria and all the bad things you don't want in your beer that's going to be very toxic. Okay, here we are. We're at the just about the 2-minute mark. We're going to put in the last bit of our hops. And this only goes in with 2 minutes to go, because basically what we want to do is we just want to run it through a boil phase, so that way we know there's no contaminants that are there. And otherwise it is all, these hops that are going in are all for flavoring. So that's why we don't want to boil them for too long, or boil away the flavor. As I put that in there, I'm going to add the ice to the sink here, and this is to get things ready to chill this as fast as possible. So we'll be getting this done. I really found this to be the best way to chill this as fast as possible. The other thing I want to do is get my lid ready here. This also needs to be sanitized, because this is going to be sitting here with that wort cooling off and chilling, and that's when it's going to become susceptible to any bad things getting in there. So that's why I want to go ahead and get that well sanitized and ready to go. And we've got just over a minute, and this thing is going into the sink. And we'll be ready to chill this or get it cooled down, and then when it's at the right temperature, we will add it to the fermenter and add our yeast and put it away for the next 2 weeks, and it'll be fermented in beer. Get our lid on here.